Alright guys, let's talk about Dead Silence, which is a movie that I've really wanted to talk about for a while. I finally found it at a pawn shop for $2 on DVD, and I was so excited whenever I finally saw that I finally got it. And I'm glad that I got it cheap, even though I would have paid more for this, but Dead Silence is one of those movies that, whenever it came out, I was not into dolls or dummies. I was scared to death of them, and this one did not help in how, especially the poster that's right here of Billy, really terrified me, and I really had to get over that doll fear. And this is right whenever I got over that, pretty much, and I started loving horror. And this one in particular, I really enjoy, even though you can argue things about it that aren't great. But this movie brings back everybody from Saw. It brings back writer Leigh Whannell, and it brings back James Wan, the director, from Saw, and to bring Dead Silence, which is a movie about a character named Jamie whose girlfriend gets killed, and then he goes to the town where this Billy doll was sent to them from, and tries to solve the mystery of Mary Shaw, this cursed being that is killing people by ripping their tongues out. And that's the basic plot, and I really do like that plot on that basis. Now, I love the fact that the movie, this is such a little thing, but I love when Universal does their little logo differences, and this had the old Universal logo with the plane going around the Earth. That's so cool. I really love that, and it was in black and white, and it really looked gritty, and I really love whenever they do that with newer movies, where they put in the old Universal logo. It's just such a cool thing. Even though it's such a little thing, I think it's so fun. And the music in this film, I want to point out, is really fantastic. I really love the score. It is creepy, very sing-song-like, and the opening theme is fantastic, where we get the cool, creepy open of Mary Shaw making the Billy doll, like literally seeing him being created with cool film stock, like, shade over the movie. And I really like the opening. The opening is fantastic. And like I said, the plot starts, and it's Jamie and his girlfriend, and she gets killed, gets her tongue ripped out, and he goes to try to solve the mystery. He goes back to that town where Billy was sent from. And again, I want to say that this Billy doll, like, he kind of looks like Slappy the Dummy, but a lot of dummies do. They look very similar. Like in Toy Story 4 this year, the dummies look like Slappy too. So I'm not going to say, like, the negative towards any of those movies. But the Billy doll is creepy as shit. Like, this is really, really an effective looking doll. It is so scary. And he really is a great point in the movie. Whenever you see this doll throughout the movie, it still holds up in how creepy it is. And the atmosphere and cinematography in this movie is really amazing. This really gives such a creepy vibe in the whole movie. The movie, to me, gives off a vibe in a way where it overtakes everything else in a good way, because the things that I'm going to point out that aren't great is definitely the writing, and Leigh Whannell publicly stated that, like, he did this with a Hollywood set of people, so, like, they changed things without really him wanting to, so they made a way lesser product in his mind than what it should have been. And I would have liked to see the actual product if it wasn't Hollywoodized. But the writing in this does have a lot of stupid moments, and I don't think it's Leigh Whannell. I think it's that clash between him and Hollywood. But there's random things in the movie that aren't explained that are just weird, like Donnie Wahlberg's character is like a detective who keeps following Jamie's character around, and he keeps shaving. Like, he just has a razor with him always, and just is shaving an electric razor. It doesn't really, like, what's the point in that character quirk? That's so weird. I don't get if that was his original, like Leigh Whannell's original intent, or if that was just brought in there because Hollywood wanted to make a weird thing, because Hollywood does that. But moments like that, or moments where there's moments with all these characters where they make really, really dumb decisions. And I know this is a horror movie, but I felt like if Leigh Whannell had full reins, it wouldn't have been as dumb, because in his other movies I've seen him write, he does a good job of, like, not making characters overly stupid in a horror movie. And this one felt very overly stupid, but I think it's just how it was meshed together with the writing, like the new writing, I guess. Again, I don't know which is which, but I'm assuming Leigh Whannell isn't part of, like, all these stupid things that happen in the movie, because this movie has a lot of stupid moments. Like I said, with Donnie Wahlberg, just his quirk is just he shaves all the time. And like whenever Jamie's girlfriend gets killed, like he says like, "Oh, I got this creepy ventriloquist dummy," and like nobody even asks like where Jamie was. Like he went out to get takeout, so like how could he have killed her? I don't know. It's got a lot of stupid writing moments like that where I'm just like, okay. It's weird. I wish that Lee Winnell did have full reins over this, but he didn't. So he's really disappointed in the final product. I can see why. I don't mind the writing stuff. I mean, it's silly, it's goofy, but I think visually, with the visuals, the score, and the creepiness of this movie, I think it makes this movie really great for me, despite that. So I'm not, like, saying it's great with the writing and stuff, but it's not good. But I think that there are so many things that overtake it visually that, to me, make this such a watchable movie. And such a quick sit. It's like an hour and a half, and it really flies by real fast. And I really love in this movie the backstory of Mary Shaw when you see Jamie's like great uncle, who's like this kid in the audience where like Mary Shaw is playing like doing a ventriloquist act, and Billy's talking on his own. She's not talking. Billy's talking on his own literally, and the Henry character like she's like, "Where are you, Billy?" And he's like, "I'm out here, Mom," and like he's out in the audience and like he's under Henry's seat, so Henry brings him up to her, and like they have these conversations where there's a kid that named Michael who just screams or says out loud like, "I can see your lips move," to Mary Shaw, and the dummy Billy starts talking like saying like I'm a real of a boy as he is. Why don't I go over there and show him how real of a boy I am? And it's actually really creepy where Billy is like saying, "Bring the kid up here. Like I want to get him." Like it's weird because we don't get enough backstory exposition, even though it's a good backstory. We're like, Billy, is he like just a spirit of another kid that was killed already? I don't understand that, but because Billy's got a totally different voice than Mary Shaw does, but I do like that scene where he's just like, "Bring that kid up here. I wanted to show him how real I am." Like, I thought that was really scary and really effective. And of course, Michael later is gone missing and was killed and turned into a dummy, like a part dummy, part human, that Jamie and the detective find later in the movie. But it really is good, but I just wish we had more exposition. I bet it's because of the writing again. But really, really love that scene of the backstory. That's such a fantastic scene. I love it. And then whenever you realize towards the beginning of the movie that she buried herself and 101 of her dummies together, that is really, really bizarre and creepy, but I really love that. And it's 101. That's awesome. But whenever Jamie and the detective get to the theater again, like rundown theater in current time, you see like 101 of these dummies in a glass case, and they're all in there. They were all like they were buried with her, but then they're not in there. Whenever Donnie Wahlberg like goes and gets and gets all 100 of them, like trying to get them out of the ground, like he finds none of them in their graves, and man, it is just such an effective moment where you see all of these 101 dummies just sitting there turning their heads. Really, really creepy. I like that Donnie Wahlberg just starts shooting all of them, and like they burn all of them. So like they burn 100 dummies, and I really like that climax, like where Jamie like they're on like a bridge thing and like it breaks. So like Donnie Wahlberg falls and screams, which he wasn't trying to scream, but he screamed because he fell, and then he gets his tongue ripped out. It's so effective and so gross. And I really love the fact that you get such creepy moments in this theater, like whenever he falls down and gets his tongue ripped out, or whenever you see all 101 dummies, and then whenever you see that clown dummy, which is just kind of randomly introduced here, but I do like that clown dummy. He is creepy as hell and scary, and the way that he talks, it's Mary Shaw's voice coming out of the dummy, and like Jamie's talking to him like, why'd you take my wife or my girlfriend? Why'd you take her? And then Mary Shaw talking to the clown dummy says, "Come closer, come closer," and like he does come closer, and she's like, "I'll whisper it to you." And then I really love that moment. That's such a great moment. And she's kind of got a Freddy Krueger backstory where like the kid Michael goes missing, so then the parents kill her and rip her tongue out, and it's kind of like a Freddy Krueger backstory, which I thought was kind of funny. And so she's taking revenge on everybody that silenced her, even every family member that comes afterwards that wasn't a part of it. So she's just killing to kill everybody in the bloodlines of everybody who killed her. So I thought that that was a fascinating way to go. And then I love the ending. The ending to me is fantastic. Even though it's a twist that watching it, it is so obvious. Like, it's an obvious twist. And I wonder if, again, if this was not Hollywoodized, it might have been better. But there's that moment where Jamie comes home and then he finds the his new like stepwife or stepmother and his dad, who's been in a wheelchair the whole time because he had a stroke 2 months ago. And then you realize the twist of the movie, which, before I talk about the twist literally is a Saw twist because it shows how it's shot, how it's filmed, the music score. It's almost verbatim a Saw twist because it shows all this stuff happening, all these flashbacks, and then showing how it connects it like any of the Saw twist does. It's literally a Saw twist. And again, like, James Wan and Leigh Whannell did this movie, so it's like, it makes sense, but it's a basic ripoff of Saw with a twist, but I thought it was a great twist. The structure of the twist reveal is just the same as Saw, but I really like it. But the twist of the movie is that the stepmother the whole time was the perfect doll that they were talking about throughout the movie, and she was controlling the dad who's been dead and has been a dummy the whole movie because she's got his back caved out and she's got like a stick, so like actual dummy, like him talking, and she never moves away from him. So it's a twist that's obvious, but it's a fantastic twist. I love it. I think it gets me every time. I'm just like, whoa, even though you know it's so completely obvious. But even if a twist is obvious, doesn't mean you can't enjoy it, and I enjoy that twist so much. It's so fun and just so enjoyable. And then whenever Jamie, of course, dies at the end, and everybody dies in this movie except for like Marion, that one character, that was Henry's wife. She's the only one that lives. But at the end of the movie, we get this creepy ass like set of pictures of everybody in the movie that's killed and have become dummies, pseudo dummies, and that's how it ends. And I thought that was a great way to end it. Like, I guess Mary Shaw's done with her work. Like, she's killed all of the people that have wronged her, even the family members that weren't even involved with it. But man, just rewatching this one really did. I loved it. I loved it despite having issues with it. Like, the writing's really weird. There's some weird things that randomly happen. But I really did love this movie on its visuals, on its score, on its creepiness. The writing is where it's pretty weak, but I still really love this movie overall. I think this is a great, awesome horror movie that's so entertaining. It's such a quick set. It's only like an hour and 30 minutes. Very, very good. Very awesome movie. Really loved it. Tell me down below what you guys think of Dead Silence. Again, I'm so glad I finally rewatched it. I want to see what you guys think. Tell me down below. I want to have conversations with you guys. And thank you guys so much for watching.